Thank you for spilling tea with Angel Baby. I absolutely love her videos, and today she's got a good one. Um, this is all about baby Aurora, and I started watching it, and then I seen a couple things that kind of like when you research something, you really don't pay it attention, but then when you see it, you're like, "Are you kidding me?" First of all, that's a reborn, and they make them way so much better. They make them so little and so believable. Like they actually the newer ones, like the tiny ones, like they move and even look at you just like a real baby. It is uncanny. I mean, it's yeah, it's they're so realistic. But this isn't a part that I wanted to speak about. So we're gonna watch this together, and I'll show you what I'm talking about whenever it comes up.
You see this? You see this? You see that? That is what they use on that Lifetime show. That is what they're using.
I mean, what do you?
I do believe there is a baby. Like case studies did. I was watching the ones where case study did show the baby, and she was not blurred out. Well, she was to an extent, but not like everybody else has been seeing. He just like put a small little thing over her face, but you could see the rest of her was clearly a body, and she was sitting in front of the computer screen, or you could tell it was more realistic than how they're being seen on here because somebody's really took the time to white out the entire baby. But when he first showed him, you could tell the difference. I believe baby Aurora's there, but I don't believe that Gypsy is being a mom. And she might be the mom to that baby, but she's not loving that baby. She don't give a fuck about it. And I want to show you the reason why.
Guys think? At first glance, I really thought that baby was real. I'm not gonna lie. Shout out to Karma Collector for his wild imagination. Thank you, cause now you really got us thinking.
Number one, I don't know. I've had 3 kids, and I do have a heart problem, and I spend a lot of time in the hospital. And I don't think I've ever seen that many bracelets on one person, especially the amount of colors. But I've never seen nobody's arm just completely lined with hospital bracelets. I mean, and the difference in the colors kind of makes me think, like, what the fuck? And if you look at the hospital room, that's not what they look like when you give birth. Um, Not at all. I mean, there's no bassinet little thing where they wheel the baby in. It's not over here. And if this is clearly just right after she had the baby, I mean, nothing looks like a normal hospital room, if y'all ask me.
Welcome to Spilling Tea with Angel Baby, where everything is alleged for educational and entertainment purposes.
But being she's SpongeBob Special Pants, she could have had her own little delivery room. Fuck, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe she had her own little doctors too.
And of course, credit to that clip goes to Karma Collector as well. A lot of people feel like Gypsy's baby is not real. That baby is basically just a figment of her imagination. And obviously, it's a wild imagination. Because this girl done went out and got a reborn and put it in the place of a real.
Gypsy's not even crying, and that is not a smile. Oh my goodness, you could not peel the smile off my face. You could not shut my mouth from grinning. And I know that I looked a hot mess crying. That is not what this part I believe is staged and fake and bullshit. Do I believe the baby's there? I think the baby is real.
Real baby. So they say. Now these baby reborns, they look very realistic, and now I'm hearing that they actually make sounds and they move. Some of them. Now that's crazy. Now people they get these reborns for a lot of different reasons. Some people they have loss, and it brings them comfort to have this reborn because it looks so much like a real baby. Some people who are older, you know, with dementia maybe, it brings them comfort to have a baby. So there's so many different.
I did have an ex mother in law, and she was like in her 90s, but she couldn't remember nobody around her, and she felt more comfortable with a baby doll than she did. And we bought her one year for Christmas. One of the like realistic baby, not this one, not a real baby. Those are expensive, but just her own little baby. And that lady carried it around. I mean, everywhere, and she treated it just like she would like one of her kids. You know, she was really old and she couldn't remember who we were for shit, but she remembered that baby.
Reasons why people will have a reborn.
That is pretty like, good.
This one is too more realistic, guys. This is, I don't know, too
She's got a nice
big.
big baby. Like this is a nice big size.
And this
They're like kind of
face,
fluffy, but
that
they
thing
have
is
the
awful.
armature, so it'll
They
stay
make
nice
them
and
so cute, though. I mean, so adorable.
I don't really know how to do a movement video.
That would just be
but I feel like
creepy.
she moves pretty realistically. I don't know what to show.
I mean, that baby could fool anybody.
Look at look at her hand right here. Look at her finger. She's acting like she doesn't even want to touch it. Y'all, come on. We had kids. That is not how. I mean, you hold them so close. That baby is looking at her like he does not want to. She does not want to be where she's at. She's looking. It's like she's looking somewhere else. Like wherever she wants to be, that's where she's looking. She's not looking where she wants to be. You can tell there's so much wrong with that picture. Like, I don't know why that baby's not looking at Gypsy. And look at her finger right here. She's not even holding her baby tight. Yeah. My hands were wrapped all the way around my baby so tight you could touch the other hand, touch the other hand. See what I'm saying? Like right here, she's trying to get her to. I think she's trying to get her face to look at her. I guess maybe for the picture. But yeah, see, it's certain things that she might have a baby, but she's not close with that baby. And she's already told us in two separate statements that one when the night of her parole party, she said the baby was with Ken. And then she said Ken called her and told her that baby Aurora called him daddy. And then the second one was where she tries to get the baby to talk and to coo, and the baby won't do shit for Ken, but yet the baby will coo. I meant for her, but the baby will coo and make noises for him. See what I'm saying? Stupid stuff like that. She don't even realize that she says it, but it just don't add up. If Gypsy was with that baby all the time, Gypsy would know the words that are coming out of her mouth and the things that she's doing, but that's not what she's telling.
That looks exactly like a real baby, bending like a real baby. It's big. It just looks like a real baby. So recently, I made a post and I wanted to ask you guys because I've been hearing it a lot in the comments about how I'm talking about a baby that doesn't even exist. So I'm like, are you serious? I need to find out how many people think that this baby is fake. Here are some of you guys' comments. Until 100% proven otherwise, I believe there is one. I think one of the reasons people don't believe there is one is because none of their stories about the pregnancy, birth, and baby make any sense. But we have to remember, if her lips are moving, she's lying. That's true. That goes for the people around her also. I think
And this is another thing. All right, I don't know. I don't know if Gypsy does, which we kind of clear that she doesn't. But you're not allowed to do certain things when you breastfeed, and one of them is drink. If Gypsy and it's very crucial for the first year of their life, and for Gypsy to be out and about drinking and doing everything without that baby. Clearly, she's not doing the number one thing you should be doing, is breastfeeding, and number two is spending every minute with that baby. I'm telling you guys, my ex husband got on to me to the point where I held my baby constantly. I mean, I never put her down. Destiny, I never let that child go. I mean, they had to make me. I mean, she slept with me. She walked with me. I mean, she went everywhere with me until I got pregnant with my second one. But then I always had two babies in my arms. You could not pry them. You could not pry them youngins from me. I was always with them, always around them. But I damn sure wouldn't be living them with their. Yeah. Matter of fact, we lived 4.5 hours away from his parents, and the same about mine, but just opposite directions. And it was years, and I'm talking about years, probably 5 or 6, was when I finally let them go off and have their first off visit. This is how bad I was. We put them in the car and let them drive off. I got in my car and followed right behind them. So when they pulled in the house of his mother-in-law and pulled in, I pulled in right behind him. And my daughter, she's like, Mama, what are you doing here? I was like, look, we got bored, so we just decided to come on up. Them youngins didn't even get out of the car, and they turned around and was looking right at me. And it was like that for years. So for Gypsy to spend so much time away from this baby, not breastfeeding it, and not wanting to take... Look, she don't have to show us her baby. That's fine. But what is wrong with getting on and bragging about it? She could have done things so different, and she wouldn't be disliked the way she is. Look, Gypsy's always going to be disliked. And hate is a strong word, so I'm not going to use that. Gypsy will always be disliked. Number one, she killed her mom. Number two, she set someone else up and then threw him under the bus and let him take the blame. Gypsy was truly abused, and the shit went down the way it did. Why couldn't Gypsy just come out and say that? Why couldn't Gypsy have ran just like the Turpins and said, hey, look, this bitch has been abusing me all my life. I finally had the guts. I done it, and I'm going to go do my time. But Gypsy didn't do that. Gypsy went and had a good, first 5 days. And then when her ass got caught, she wanted to blame everybody but her. And then she done her little bitty mean time in prison. And then she come out still throwing her mom under the bus. You done threw her under the bus. You done rolled over her and every damn thing else. Why you still got to defame her? Why you still got to fucking belittle her and be shame her every second you get? Because she thinks, hold on guys, she thinks that it keeps her narrative in play as a victim. Gypsy's never a victim and never was a victim. And all she does is touch anyone around her and make everyone else around them seem like bad people when it's all Gypsy. And if you haven't seen my last video, I urge you to go see my last ones, because I have a damn good theory on why Gypsy killed her mom. And I think everyone, and I say everyone, has lost the meaning of this case And I'm not going to let it go, and I'm not going to stop harping on it. I want to know the reason why a woman lost her life, and I'm going to put the puzzle together, and I'm going to figure it out. And I do believe I have. So if you haven't seen my last couple of videos, you can go check that out. I do believe why I think that her mom, and that's all that matters to me. I don't give a fuck about Gypsy. I don't give a fuck about her baby. I don't give a damn where she's at in the mall or anywhere else. My whole purpose is to find out why she killed her mom, and that's all that matters to me. And whenever I find that out, and I know for a fact that's how it happened, I'll stop making content about Gypsy, because Gypsy does not fucking matter to me. But I do like to show y'all certain things like this, because it kind of puts some of it in perspective that, Gypsy's just not who the fuck she says she is.
The stories are lies, but not the baby. However, like another commenter said, I won't be shocked if there isn't a baby. So wow, this is interesting. It seems like this person is actually giving Gypsy benefit of the doubt. Next person writes, I agree, too familiar to my reborn dolls. I am a very avid collector and know a reborn doll when I see one. And where is the baby these days, anyway? She only needs to make it look good for her show. Guess Lifetime took all her toy babies away. Wow. So this person says that they collect reborn.
Yeah, she could have got on here, and I don't know why she lost her YouTube show. She don't have to show the baby, because she could have started out every morning and getting on and telling us everything that happened the night before. Shit like that. That's why. First of all, Gypsy don't need no fucking youngin. For somebody to take the person that gave you life out of this world, you do not deserve to have life. And I stand behind that 100%. Somebody that kills somebody and has the mindset to kill someone, you don't need a baby. And it's going to come back to bite Gypsy 100, I promise you. Maybe not right now, because it's not old enough to know better. But whenever that baby gets a hold of this internet and realizes exactly who her fucking mama is, it's going to come back. And the reason I say, I don't say that Gypsy deserves a baby is to be mean. I say because that baby is going to be shamed of who her mother is. She's going to be disliked because of her mother. She's going to be bullied because of her mother. And it don't really matter what she does unless Gypsy puts her in a fucking room and leaves her there for the next 18 years. It's going to happen. She can go out in public. It's going to happen. She can send her to school. It's going to happen. Daycare. It's going to happen. Because of Gypsy, who she is. She's like Casey Anthony. They're hated for a reason. They're not hated because they're the most popular fucking girl in school or they won damn prom. No, they're hated for a reason. Because they're evil fucking people.
And they said that that baby is not real. That baby is a reborn. Wow. Gypsy, what do you got to say about that one, girl? The only thing consistent with this thing is that she lies. Wow, this thing. I don't trust a single thing she says and wouldn't put it past her to have a baby to try to be relatable. That would be something that Gypsy would do. Just to try to be relatable. She wants to have a baby so bad that she's going to create it. She's going to create a baby. Kay saw the pictures and says the baby looks just like Gypsy in every way, alluding to the fact she could have that chromosome abnormality. Now that's very interesting considering the fact that Gypsy is hiding the baby's face. It's the baby's face. And we all...
Why is that? Is Gypsy ashamed? Because we all know that Gypsy is too ashamed. Let me plug my battery in, guys. She wanted to deny the microdeletion 100 when she first came out, and she still denied that there's nothing wrong with her. She don't have none of the symptoms. Is she ashamed? Is she truly ashamed of her own baby? That's why she don't want us to see? That's ridiculous. Hold on, let me plug my charger in. That just shows you how fucking narcissistic, and there's another word for it. All about herself that Gypsy is if she's not showing that baby because there's something wrong with it. But like I say, she spent her whole life. Damn it. We're talking about a girl that spent 14 years in a wheelchair because she put herself in a wheelchair. But yet, the minute that YouTube found out that there was something wrong with her, she denies it full, 10 toes down, denies it. That makes no sense. Her whole shit story makes no sense. But the rest of it's irrelevant because we'll never know the truth unless Nick decides he's going to tell us the truth and the other lady can't tell the truth. But all we can do is put the story to the best of our knowledge and spread the awareness of who the fuck she is.
Know that with this chromosome disorder, there's a very distinctive look. I mean, if you look, here's Gypsy, and here's what they call the poster child for this microdeletion disorder.
Oh, I'm hungry.
These are kind of the features that you would have. Looking at this, it looks exactly like Gypsy. Nobody could tell me that this is not Gypsy. But it's
You
not.
know she's gonna hate this
Someone
shit.
who has the microdeletion.
It's
Now, for
spilling
those
tea
of
with
you who
baby
really
angel
don't know what's
baby.
going on with this case, it's an individual named Case
She's gonna be
Studies,
mad as hell at
who is
this
a
one.
content creator. Christy offered photos of baby Aurora to this content creator. And not only did she offer them, but she actually sent them.
This video is probably going to come as a shock to Christy. Christy, I'm sorry. That's not my real name. That's not my real phone number. I think it's highly irresponsible.
Yeah, I was
of
there
you
for that
to
lie.
send photos of Gypsy's kid to anti-Gypsy
Somebody's
creators.
really
My mind was
blocked her
baffled
out.
that
That's
you
not how we seen her.
offered it and then followed up by doing it.
So yes, Christy did do that. She actually admitted it. Her motives behind it, we don't.
Now, for this to be a chromosome disorder, one of the parent has to. I don't see it in D, and I don't see it in him. But from what I hear, the other babies have mild cases of it. I don't know if it skips a generation. Well, I mean, no, because one of the parents have to have it, and I don't see it in D, and I don't see it in that one. But who's to know? Her mama kind of shielded Gypsy's mama, D, and it could be a jealousy thing that they did say that her mama treated her different. She kept her beside her. She slept with the baby. And this was, way before. Let's see, my mom was born in 60. So yeah, it would have been. Her mama would have been born in the 60s or 70s. So maybe there wasn't a lot of hospital references to go by. And maybe that's why her mama shielded D the same way D shielded Gypsy. I mean, to hear the sisters tell it, they were jealous because D got all the benefits. D didn't have to work. She didn't have to do the chores. She got more than what the other babies got. So, I mean, who's to say? It could be D that had it. And D just kind of, when I say grow into it, I mean like proportion, like grew out of it, So the features wasn't really prominent, if that makes sense. Because I don't see it in him.
No. I really do believe that this is something that her and Gypsy planned, to try to make content creators look like they're evil and attacking the baby by putting the baby's picture out there. I really do feel like this was a moment for them to try to play victim. Now, my opinion, I believe the baby is real, you guys. I haven't been talking.
Now this is the picture. It would have been a cold day in hell And I don't give a damn how many youngins I had. That picture, I would have been holding that youngin. And Gypsy is just really, no ma'am. He'd have been wrapped around my arms, maybe in the back, maybe still touching her. But no, that picture would be the opposite. I would be holding my fucking youngin. And if you'll notice, all the pictures, look at the baby. The baby is looking outward like she's looking at her parents. But the baby's not looking at him, at her, in none of the photos. In all the photos, the baby is damn near breaking its neck to turn away from the two of them, ever who's holding it. If you don't believe me, let me see if I'll get let me see if I can get a few photos to show you what I'm talking about. The baby is always looking off, always bullshit. You know what I'm talking about. If you are a mother and your first pictures with your baby was number one going to be with you, and number two, they were going to be looking at you, smiling, sharing excitement between the two of them. This is not excitement. This is not a proud mom. She gives a fuck about smiling for the camera opposed to holding her baby. Bullshit. That youngin' don't want nothing to do with her. He don't even want to look at her. I'm hungry.
About a fake baby. This baby is absolutely real. However, I
Nothing,
feel
I just
like
gotta eat.
this baby might have that
Well,
chromosome
eat.
disorder. That's why they're hiding the baby's face. That I do. This would be one big lie. Everybody would have to lie. Christy, Rod, everybody. And we all know how Christy loves.
I was about to say, is that too far-fetched? Because they're completely covering up a murder. More went down than what we'll probably ever know. But there was a reason why her parents wanted, or not her parents, why Rod and Chrissy didn't want shit to do with Gypsy growing up. But the minute that D is out of the picture, the two hop on that. Like white on rice, come on. You just don't flip-flop like that in a matter of fucking, 5 days? 5 days they didn't want shit to do with her, and then the minute that Dee's out of the picture, they want to be parents. So they're completely covering up a lie. Still, they have, and they always have since Gypsy got arrested. And they're still doing it. They're hopping on panels, still taking up for her, and lying.
Throwing Gypsy under the bus. She would have slipped up and she would have said something. Man, I tell you, it's really crazy when you lie so much that you can actually have a baby in your arms and people will be like, no, you lie too much. I do not believe that you have a baby. Now, that is a serious liar right there. I'm just saying. It's like the boy that cried wolf. You lie so much that when you're telling the truth, nobody's going to believe you. And guess what happens? When you honestly...
This is the end. I want to thank you, Spilling Tea with Angel Baby. I'm borrowing your video. I do love your videos. So I do like showing them on my channel. So I just want to give credit where credit's due. Thank you. Alright, guys. Leave me in a comment below if you think there's Baby Aurora, and what are your thoughts about it? Those are mine on how I would have done things, and things that I should be seeing in Gypsy that I'm just not seeing. So leave me comments in the comments below, and thank you. Till the next one.